So I'm driving, and across the intersection from me is another car. The scratches across the front bumper suggest they get blocked on social media for dropping unsolicited spoilers on new movies. Yes, I'm talking to you, David, Man's Not Hot Jones, or maybe they've just really invested in the American way. You know, give me that, and if not, I'll take it. Paint job doing this colonial thing, more maroon than red now. That's what happens when the blood dries. See, when my father was around, he would always preach to me about the importance of patience and just about how everything is a privilege and should be appreciated. So I stick my arm out the window like a flagpole and wave it white for the right of way. Even though it's clearly my turn, but you know, privilege and patience knows war and submission, so I pump my brakes and they roll right through the stop sign. I notice another person strapped across the front seat like an officer's chest cam, and then they fire a stare like a policeman's pistol unwarranted, and ain't that something? For half of the peace party to show up with their weapons drawn, to reach for the peace treaty and have the pen be mistaken for something mightier. But don't you recognize this white flag, whether it's over your heads or mine, or does all this brown wrapped around the white look too different from the white always swallowing the brown? Don't you recognize the gentrification? How to bury something beautiful just to place a crown and a bow on its ashes? Or is that just a black thing? Woo. To be at an intersection fighting off the mantras of your father's tongue and the eulogy this other car is trying to place on it by refusing to acknowledge something as simple as a wave. So I fall into my horn like poplar after rope burn has taken its toll across the jugular of something that spoke once. We know all too well about the dangers of silence, or being silenced, or being made invisible. Be too visible, then no longer viable and the viral, and there I go being too black again. Too hashtag and not enough news special, not enough headlines, not enough mainstream mania. Mercenaries made our hashtags, barcodes, scan out for paid leave. The higher the trending, the higher the tenure. Ignore your attention, enjoy your adventure. This the wild, wild world where we lose our black women like scripture. They fall in a forest of men. Does anybody make a sound? Does it sound like the Pledge of Allegiance, aligning its allegiance to anything brown? Or will it even matter if it all falls down?